name is Tara White, and I am a food photographer. Food photography is extremely important for restaurants because it is a small link into what a chef can create in a broad, but given in a broad explanation. When you're photographing food, everyone thinks, oh, you just do it at this one angle and this is how we see it. But some dishes want you to photograph them from the side or lower or straight above, and everybody loves that flat lay and straight above, but sometimes you don't always tell the whole story of the dish when you're only bird's eye view. My tips for taking social media pics is lighting. Lighting is everything. A lot of restaurants have direct light from right above, which can be really hard to work with, and they're very yellow. So they can throw off the colors of the actual dish. I think one of the hardest things to photograph is a salad, which seems so small and easy, but that green does not pop nearly as much in a yellow light as it would with beautiful daylight. So, you know, a lot of the photographs you see on Instagram with people's iPhones are usually next to a really great window. The difference between social media and like a website or menu photo where you're there to photograph the menu mainly and it's not being used on social media has a lot to do with framing and what the content actually is. So, you know, it's hard to display this really beautiful dish. Like the way I take social media photos is I'm trying to display one dish at a time just so that people can see the details of it and what's in the dish. And when you take a photo and put it on social media and it's like 18 different dishes, it's kind of distracting in my way or in my idea. And so for social media, I try to be very personal with the photos, and for larger menu photos, you can be more playful and have more of a story and have like a big dining room shot with people in it and things like that. In my opinion, when you decide on your shot list for your restaurant and you have a photographer coming in and you have a limited amount of time and a limited amount of space, everyone wants to photograph the most popular, and I think that's a great idea, maybe one or two shots, but the newer stuff is the stuff you really want to talk about because you want to get the sales spread across your whole menu, right? And how to do that is to talk about the story of the other dishes. What's so important about this steak dish, like where'd the meat come from, who's the vendor, things like that, instead of doing the cheeseburger, the cheeseburger, the cheeseburger. The best part of being a photographer is meeting really, really talented chefs and people that are so passionate about the food industry because, in all honesty, it's one of the things in the world that brings people together is food. And when it's done well, it can make everyone a huge smile on their face. And I like being a part of that. And I get to meet different people all the time and taste different things. And I get to come home and try to replicate the dish. It never works out, but it always is so much fun.